Hello, Oak Hollow Primary. This is Sister Hall. I guess I get to be the first to teach you guys the Come Follow Me lesson for this year. So we were doing Joseph Smith history, which is so exciting. I saw a pillar of light. But first, we need to wish Sister Sant happy birthday. So take a second and put your hands up like this and say, "Happy birthday, Sister Sant!" She's my partner, and we teach the Sunbeams and CTR. So we're so sad that we can't see you in person, but this is the next best thing, and I think it's pretty awesome. So I want you guys to think a little bit about Joseph Smith and his prayer in the Sacred Grove. Here's a picture of that. Let's see if you can see it. So I want you guys to think about how you feel when you hear about Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ visiting Joseph Smith. If Joseph Smith was to visit your class, what would you ask him? Try to think about that for a minute. I have a lot of questions I could ask him. I am trying to figure out what I should have for dinner tonight. And I have these 2 soup cans. No labels. I really want chicken noodle soup tonight. So how do I know which one's chicken noodle soup? Am I going to have to open the cans? Am I going to have to figure out which one's chicken noodle soup by wasting one of the cans? So the cans look the same on the outside, but on the inside, they're really different. So hold on one sec. So just like churches, let's see if you guys can see these. Hold on a sec. There we go. Just like the churches, there are so many different churches in the world, and they all kind of look the same on the outside. But do you know what's different? Is what's on the inside of these churches. And Joseph Smith was 14 years old, and he was so confused about trying to figure out what church was the right church to join. And there were a lot of people that tried to help him, and it was really hard for him to decide. He felt like he needed more information, and he wanted to make a really wise decision. Can you guys think about that for a minute? What would you do if you had to make a really wise decision? But first, I want to talk a little bit about when Joseph was younger. Because did you guys know that he was actually as young as you guys were? Isn't that awesome? So I'm going to move this so you guys can see. Hold on one sec. Okay, so Joseph Smith was born in 1805 in the state of Vermont. See right here? In the United States of America. He was the 4th of 9 children. His dad's name was Joseph Smith Sr., and his mother's name was Lucy. When Joseph was 10 years old, he and his family moved to the state of New York, settling near the town of Palmyra. The Smith family was poor, and all the members of the family had to work hard to provide food and other necessities for the family. They had moved many times before settling near Palmyra. And Joseph did not have a lot of opportunity to attend school, so he learned reading, writing, and arithmetic from his mom. But he said he was just like the other boys his age until the time of his vision. His family loved God and wanted to keep his commandments. They read the Bible and prayed often. Like Joseph, they were confused about the church. Which one was the true church of Jesus Christ? After Joseph received his first vision, his family believed him and supported him in the great work he was called to do. So he was a 14-year-old boy. In 1820, there was a 14-year-old boy and was really confused. He had just moved to New York, and with all the ministers in different churches trying to say their church was true, he was so confused. All these ideas and opinions confused him. He wondered which of these churches were right and which were wrong. While he was reading the Bible, he went to James 1:5, and it said, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." And that made him think, I've got to go ask. That's what I need to do. So on a beautiful spring morning, Joseph went into the woods by his home. When he got to the perfect spot, he looked around to make sure he was alone, and he knelt down and prayed. The thing that happened next was really scary. Joseph was overcome by a power. that made it so he could not speak. A thick darkness surrounded him, and Joseph thought he was going to die. What do you guys think the darkness came from? So that darkness was Satan. But what do you think helped him overcome Satan's power? Heavenly Father's power. So just as Joseph thought he was about to be destroyed, he looked up and he saw a pillar of light over his head. The light was brighter than the sun, and the darkness lifted, and Joseph was free from the darkness. In the light, Joseph saw two personages standing above him. One of them was Heavenly Father, and he spoke and called Joseph by name. He said, pointing to the other personages, "This is my beloved son, hear him." Joseph asked him which ones were the churches that he should join, and they said, "They draw near to me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They teach for doctrine and commandments of men, having a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof." So Joseph learned that Jesus' true church was no longer on the earth. So when Joseph told people about his vision, they made fun of him. Ministers and religions persecuted him, even though they knew he was only a boy. But Joseph never denied his testimony. He said, "Though I was hated and persecuted for saying that I had seen a vision, yet it was true. I knew it, and I knew that God knew it, and I could not deny it." So here's a good quote from Ezra Taft Benson. Let's see if you guys can see it. He was the 13th president of the church, and he said, "You should always bear testimony to the truth of the first vision. Joseph Smith did see the Father and the Son. They conversed with him as they said they did." And I wanted to show you guys a picture right here to make sure you can see it up close. So this is Elder Hall, and he got to go to New York. And guess what's in New York? The Sacred Grove. Do you guys know what the Sacred Grove is? We've talked about it. That is where Joseph Smith had his first vision, and Elder Hall was there, and he could not deny it either, that he knew that the church was the true church. And I'm so grateful that we got to learn about this today, and I hope that you guys can share your testimony of the first vision with your family and learn more about it by reading the Joseph Smith history. And I'm so grateful I got to teach you guys today, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your Sunday.